Hi everybody, Keren here from tuppencecolored.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me, and this is what I've been making today. This little box, when I open it up, inside there are note cards and envelopes, and a nice little present for, you know, this time of year. You could be thinking of teacher gifts, that kind of thing. Very easy to make. Stay with me and I'll show you how I did it. Here are the things that I'm going to be using today. This is a piece of Tranquil tied card, which is 10 by 7. Start again, have your notes with you. These are the things that I'm going to be using today. I have a piece of Tranquil tied card, which I have cut to 10 inches by 7 inches, and I have another piece that is 4 inches square. I've got some pieces of Delightful Daisy DSP, and these are 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. I've got another scrap of Tranquil tied and a scrap of Whisper White for stamping and matting and layering. These are some of our note cards. Now they come in a pack of 20. I'm only going to use 5 today, but obviously you could be as generous as you liked with those when you're putting your notelets together. I'm going to be using Tranquil Tulips, and I'm going to be stamping in Peekaboo Peach and Wild Wasabi. And as well as those supplies, I have a length of Tranquil tied ribbon and a couple of strong magnets. Now these are neodymium magnets. I will put the link to where I get them from below this video. The company does ship worldwide, so wherever you are in the world you should be able to get them. And the size that I've got, I think they're about 1 centimetre by 1/2 millimetre. Those are super thin, and as you can see, super strong, and you don't want to let them clash together like they just have, because there is a very good chance that they will break. And the other thing is that if this is going to a place where there are children, you might be better off using something like Velcro, because these can be extremely dangerous if swallowed. So I've got my card with the long edge at the top, and I'm going to score at 1/2 inch and at 1 inch. Oops, slipped out of the channel there. Not going to worry about that because it's all going to be covered up. And at 5 inches, 5 1/2 inches, and at 9 1/2 inches. And then I'm going to turn it round so that the short side is at the top, and I am going to score it at 1/2 inch and at 1 inch, and again at 6 1/2 inches. Okay. With my small piece of card, I'm going to score it diagonally down the middle, and I'm going to make a mark at 1/2 inch, and I'm going to turn it round, rotate it, and make another mark at 1/2 inch around about there. I've burnished all the folds, and now I'm going to do some snipping. So on this piece, where I've got 4 little squares in the corner, I'm going to cut away. So I have 1 little flap left, and I'm just going to tidy that up a little bit, make it a little bit skinnier so it will fold more easily, and I've done the same there. And at this side, I'm just going to do the same thing. Okay. And I'm going to snip into this piece here. And I'm just cutting away just little skinny slivers just so that it looks neat and tidy. Right. Now this piece here, I'm actually going to cut at a 45-degree angle. So I'm just going to mitre that corner. And over here, I'm going to snip into that piece. Cut things away. Okay, just like this. And I'm going to remove this bottom flap altogether. I don't need this piece. Sorry for the abrupt cut there. The phone rang, and I also realised that I actually have my folds burnished the wrong way around. So I'm just going to take my bone folder and very quickly put them around the other way, because I want this piece here, okay, to be at the bottom right of my case, and I'll finish those off later. But I just want to show one more thing. Here is the 4-inch square piece, so I'm just going to burnish that, and where I made the mark, I'm just going to cut right across and right across. And now this is ready to start to be assembled. I've put tear and tape where I want it on my card, which is on all 4 sides of this piece. On these 3 flaps, these 2 flaps, this flap, and a little tiny bit on that flap there. And now I'm going to begin to put my box together. So I'm going to begin by taking off this little tiny flap here, and I'm just going to raise that up so that I make a square corner. Now there was a flap on that piece there. While I was fiddling around with the card, it broke off, but it's not necessary. If I'd left it there, I probably would have folded it over and stuck it down to that panel there, or perhaps I wouldn't. Perhaps I would have cut it off anyway. All right, so now I'm going to remove the adhesive strips, not the adhesive strips, the backing of the adhesive strips. I want the adhesive strips to stay on there. Very much I do, yes, definitely. And I'm going to bring this in and bring it up. I'm trying to keep that nice square corner there. Okay. And now I'm going to take away the adhesive backing on this piece of tape. Oops. And I'm going to get one of my magnets, and I'm just going to pop that on to that piece of tape there. Remove that piece and fold it over. Now the magnet is caught inside that edge there. Okay. Right, now the next thing that I am going to do is find where that is, and I'm going to put a glue dot on it because I want to locate it pretty much exactly. Okay. The glue dot wants to stick to my finger, and the magnet wants to stick it to its friend. There we go. So now I'm going to fold this up so that that magnet is in the right place, and now I can go ahead and take the backing tape off this piece And it is sticking out a little bit, but don't worry because we're going to cover that with a bit of DSP in a minute. And fold in the corners. Fold in the corners. Fold in the flaps. Now, for this piece here, I can either leave it as it is, which I kind of like. The other thing I could have done is I could have cut along there and folded it in like that, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just going to leave it where it is. Just as it is, it makes a nice little guard piece on the edge of my notelets. And there you go. Right, now DSP. Nearly put the snail on the wrong side, which would be typical. I'm just checking that I have actually set the camera going, because that would be the other thing that I normally do, spend a long time putting a project together and then discover that I've forgotten to turn the camera. Okay. And shall I put another one on the inside there? Yeah, do you know what? I think I will. Now, this was going to be on the outside of the box, but do you know what? It doesn't matter, because I can cut another piece for that. And there we are, what do you think? And to finish it off, I'm just going to put some pieces of DSP on the outside of the box. And I've also cut a couple of very skinny pieces, which are about 3/8 of an inch, roughly, by 5 1/4, to go along the spine on the inside and the outside, just to finish it. And there, now I'm going to stamp the notelets and the panel that goes on the front of the box. And when you have to do a lot of the same design, the easiest way to do it is batch stamping. And I'll show you what I mean, because first of all, I'm going to stamp all of the stems onto my cards. So this piece is going to be the panel that goes on the front. I'm going to stamp all of this kind of leaf, and then I'm going to stamp the other kind of leaf, and then I'm going to switch over and do the flowers. So I'm going to speed this bit up, and should go pretty quickly. all my note cards, all finished, and if I'm absolutely honest, there are one or two in here that I will probably replace with better copies, because when I'm doing this I'm not stamping in the best of conditions because I'm trying to keep my head out of the way. So one or two did get a little bit more smeared than I would like, but I won't waste the card, because I will just chop them in half, and I will use the backs of them for stamping sentiments on. Right, so you never waste anything when you're a crafter, do you? Okay, so I've just tied a bit of Tranquil tied ribbon around them, and they fit very nicely into my little note card box like that. The front panel I've trimmed down so that it was, I think, 3 1/4 inches by 4 3/4, and then I've just mounted it onto a piece of Tranquil tied card, and I'm just going to apply that to the front of my note card box with a little bit of snail. And there is my little note card box all finished. So there it is, all finished, and I hope that you've enjoyed this project, and if so, then please don't forget to click that like button, or even leave me a comment below. I will be putting cutting diagrams onto my blog, so don't forget to hop on over to there if you want to get the measurements and the cutting diagram for this project. But for now, thank you very much for joining me, and I hope I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.